Hey there, good morning. How's everyone doing? Got little shit with me here. Her back is toward me. And my ostomy apparently wants to say hello. I'm so sorry. Yeah, just sitting here having my coffee, looking at my tree that's got only like one strand of light that's still lit on it. I've been waiting for it to blow so I can put new lights and decorate it for the season. I'm about a week late, if not 2 weeks late for me, but something said, well, we know what that something when it speaks to me is spirit said, let's do an angel reading with decks that we haven't used in a very long time. So I've got my Guardian Angel Tarot deck. I've got my Healing with the Angels Oracle. And I have my Messages from the Angels, which is a deck that I want to use for myself. So, and I do have one other deck. I'm not sure if I'm going to be asked to use that or not. So let's just tap in and see what messages want to come through. It might resonate, might not. If it's for you, great. If it's not, just leave it and leave it for someone else, right? Hi, Fidget. You going to come up too? My Fidget's getting old on me, guys. She's showing it too. Well, they apparently want this deck shuffled quite a bit. I don't know if you can see out the window very clearly. It's snowing. It's a beautiful snowy day. It's chilly, chilly, chilly here in upstate New York. Then again, if you live in the area, you know. Just really calm today. Just the energy. So it didn't feel like this when I woke up this morning. Well, I wasn't going to start with this deck, but I was just going to shuffle. This one just flipped over. 4 of Cups, 4 of Emotions in this deck. Let's keep it. I was just going to start shuffling. And then I was going to start with another deck. You know how I start, but... Okay, okay. I do have music on in the background. You can probably hear that. Got a candle burning, which I don't typically burn candles, but it was a gift. So, and it's starting to fill me up a little bit here. All right, let's see. My gosh. So when I was being shown what decks to use, the card that just flipped is the card that I was shown. Children. And what I was hearing, I hadn't even seen, I mean, I was, like I said, I was picking the decks. They were showing me which decks to use. And I was getting a lot of like inner child healing. This could, for some of you, have to do with, you know, children. It does not have to. But I definitely was getting some, not necessarily inner child healing. It's like we're purging a lot of inner child stuff. You know, we may have healed it quite a while ago, but there was just some debris sticking around in our cells, in our auric fields and everything. The collective on a whole is definitely purging right now. We have had some M-class solar flares the last 24 hours. We are in a galactic portal leading up into the 12/12 portal for December. I am recording this on December 5th. Bridget's in the box. I know you can hear that. Which is really funny for her to even be burying anything. Celebration. Ooh, I don't often get that card when I use this deck. That's beautiful. Celebration. Time of gratitude, I'm hearing. Finish it up, Bridget. One more. Thank you. Support. Support is all around you. Call in your team of angels, archangels, ascended masters, light being, galactic family, angelic family. I'm seeing the dragon tribe, your ancestors. For anyone out there who right now feels like they are doing this alone, like they're losing hope, Spirit does want to remind you that they are there. Everyone is there. All you've got to do is call upon them. They cannot intervene. They have drilled that into me over the years, that we have to know that we are deserving of the receiving of these guides in our lives, and call upon them. Support is all around you. This is a time of deep gratitude for the healing that we have been through. For some of you, you are celebrating a birth of a child coming into your life experience, whether that's for yourself or a grandchild. I'm even hearing for some maybe getting a new family pet, a familiar. They become our babies, don't they? Oh, don't they? They become our babies. I'm also hearing with this for someone who has been worried about a child that was going through some really difficult times. I'm hearing that those times are about to turn around, and there'll be, number one, reason to celebrate, but also the gratitude for I'm hearing the harshness that this individual was going through. So that's for Bridget Mulio. I don't know what she's doing. Maybe she's building a sandcastle. I don't know. Bridget. All right. Oh my gosh. Let's see. What messages want to come through today from the angels? Are you done? Are you about done? Yeah, so those of you who've seen Bridget, I'm just going to sit here and chit chat today, right? You're okay with that. Grab your cup of coffee. I think I finished mine. Yeah, I did. But in the summertime when I shaved Bridget, she's a Maine Coon. She's super long haired, and the fur balls that she was hacking up became too much. So I started shaving her a couple years back. But in the summer, she had an ear infection, and when her hair was growing back, it really wasn't growing back. It was like the body was using all of its energy just to heal that infection in her ear. She had a cauliflower ear, and it's hard for her to clean. It's hard for me to clean. So I don't think she's ever had an ear infection before. But I was just sitting here noticing it this morning. Her coat now is just incredibly beautiful. I'm letting it grow in because I get it. I've got a little hunch that she's not going to be with me much longer, and I wanted her to pass with dignity, with all her fur. I know it sounds a little silly, but it is what it is. But when it was growing back, so I shaved her probably around June, which is when she had the ear infection, because it was draining. So I wanted to clear as much away as I could, so it wasn't bothering her. But so June, July, August, I shaved her again in late September, early October, which I usually shave her every other month because her hair grew really fast. This was months, and it grew back in patches, and nothing on her hindquarters. Absolutely nothing grew back on her hindquarters. This time, though, it's telling me that her body is healing, or at least healed for the most part. I mean, she still has issues with that ear, She has a fissure. She actually thinks she's got two fissures, which is two extra holes in that ear canal that shouldn't be there because of cysts, tumors, whatever. Uh, but we're handling it well here at home. And but yeah, I'm just noticing. I know that you probably don't care. Maybe you do. I don't know. But her hair is her coat is just growing back so beautifully, and she's full. I think she's done in the box now. She left the room. Bridget has left the building. So, all right, can we get back on track here? You know, I could have stopped the camera because I am recording. It's not live. Here I am sitting talking to you, or talking to myself on camera here. That's so funny. All right. 5 of Action, which is a 5 of Wands in this deck. God, there's just something here about challenge and disappointment and just struggling with the boredom in life. Tell me more about what that is, angels. This was my first tarot deck, which was the Guardian Angel Tarot. They actually got two of them, 2 decks. This is a newer deck. The first deck kind of got worn around the edges quite a bit. Guardian of Thought, King of Swords. Well, I've been talking about this with the Mercury retrograde, and now we're going to be having Mars retrograding on either tomorrow or Saturday. My calendar's over there, but I'm kind of getting a little bit about, not sure if it was one of my readings or one of the readings I recently did, something about speaking up. If you don't say anything, no one's gonna know that you're going through this struggle. I feel like so I'm also hearing that it's about, this is a time to pay attention to how you're speaking to yourself and about your life and about your situation. If things are challenging right now, by continuing to say things are challenging, then you're just feeding that a little bit more, right? But it's okay to say and admit to yourself and others, look, I'm struggling. But there's a difference between that and then continuously saying that over and over again. There's something here about ruminating thoughts. This is a beautiful time. We are in Mercury retrograde. We are reassessing. We're going within. And it's a beautiful time to sit with our thoughts. Where are they going? When you try to sit and just be quiet, where does your mind immediately go to? Pay attention to that. You may need to ask some deeper questions, I'm hearing. Guardian of Action, King of Wands. Spiritual Teacher, Hermit. I'm hearing no one's going to do it for you. If you don't speak up on your own behalf, this is, I don't know if this is collectively or specifically for someone. If you don't speak up on your own behalf, how's that coming through? It's like the speaking up is what tells the universe that this could just, like I said, this could just be a conversation between you and God, you and the universe, whatever you believe in. But there's, hmm, I am getting, because I'm reading here the Guardian of Thoughts words, and with the spiritual teacher, with the hermit here, some of you may be seeking out a mentor, someone who, um, just for an example, if I'm a twin flame reader, and you discover that you are a twin flame, then you're seeking out someone else who's been on the journey for a while, that would know where you're at. That's just an example, but this is about seeking out someone. Uh, I'm getting multiple, so I'm getting the macro message. I'm getting the micro message. So, I'm hearing keep going. All right, let's keep going for a second here. Collectively, this is a time to stand up for to fight for ourselves, and it starts in the home, in the vessel, the home, in the thoughts, in what's coming up for you. I wanted to go here to the heart, and they're like, no, they're focusing here on the thoughts. What are you saying to yourself? So that's collectively, but individually as well. We're watching, observing. We're observing and being observed by the universe and by our guides, how we're speaking, how we're thinking, how we're uh, allowing that to create chaos or create um, calm and stability in our lives. Okay. Wasn't expecting that to go there, but there is something here about, quite possibly maybe seeking out a counselor, a therapist, a spiritual a teacher, like this hermit says, spiritual teacher, someone someone who's been on the journey and aware and awake of the journey, uh, and knows who they are. I mean, this could be even about you being led to spend time alone and in silence with your thoughts. That's never comfortable. Let me tell you, especially if you've got ruminating thoughts going on, that's not comfortable. And I can feel that with that Five of Wands. It's not comfortable. It's like I just want to fight against it. So that's a message that's been coming through in a lot of different areas I'm seeing with other people and myself, is something about the natural process that we're all going through right now with the purging, the mental purging, with Mercury retrograde, the physical purging. And I did a video a while ago about the after effects or the side effects of Pluto transitioning into Aquarius. On that video, I mentioned how each element, earth signs, fire signs, air signs, water signs, how we all process ascension and the ascension symptoms. So if you have not seen that, I mean, that little blurb is like right in the beginning of the video. Take a look at that. Sorry, I kicked the stand here. Because I'm really noticing how everyone is purging differently, and the purging is being done collectively. I don't know where I was going with that. just had a squirrel moment here. Let's get back to the spiritual teacher. Some of you may be taking this time or being led by your guides to go within, spend time more alone, less time on social media, things like that, so that you can receive the downloads, receive and integrate everything for your next leg of your journey, because you may be becoming into the role of a spiritual mentor and teacher for others, whether that's just in your little realm of experience, or if that's like on YouTube or social media and things like that, getting yourself out there. I feel like wherever you're at, you'll know when to take action. You'll know when you've cleared enough from the mental purge, and when to take action. I've got, all right, so we've got enough cards here. So I've got the Messenger of Abundance. That is Page of Pentacles. I had to remember. Hello. Page of Pentacles. We've got the Nine of Cups, Nine of Emotions in this deck. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. And we've got the Devil energy. It says choose freedom in this deck. Sometimes you may feel as though your way is blocked, but often that's just an illusion. You can free yourself from the obstacles that you're so focused on by choosing a different path. Turn your thoughts away from negativity and instead envision endless other possibilities you might act upon. I love that. So we've got 3 major arcanas. Not enough space on the couch here. Definitely moving toward, I guess I want to say the choice is yours. Are you choosing? I feel like the majority of humanity is choosing freedom from the negative thoughts, the mind control, that on the micro level, and the macro level, the mind control. That's beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. I like that. But definitely Nine of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune in this deck says a happy change. Your angels have heard your prayers and have banded together to create real and joyful changes in your life. Events begin to move forward, and great progress will now be possible. You may need to make some rapid decisions. That's what the Devil said. Due to the suddenness of activity, be confident and trust the guidance you receive. So things, when they start moving, they will start moving quickly. I feel, when does Mercury leave stations direct? On the full moon on the 15th, December 15th is when Mercury stations direct, but then it's in its post-shadow phase until around the 28th, 29th of December. Like I said, though, we do have Mars going retrograde. That can bring about a lot of this Five of Wands energy, combativeness, anger, and I love this word because it's not a word. The pissed offness of how things are, where you are, or I'm hearing for some, the intolerance and the pissed offness of other people, recognizing their patterns, and then the decision for you is whether or not you're going to continue to put up with it. It's not whether or not they're going to change their patterns. It's whether or not you're going to keep putting up with it. And if you're putting up with other people's less than desirable patterns, that's how it's coming. And it came through very slowly. Less than desirable patterns. Hi, hello. I'm hearing it's a great opportunity to, that when we're in that hermit mode and looking within, why does it, why do you have that pissed offness? Why, what is it triggering? What is it showing you? Is it showing you about something about yourself, or just an intolerance for, yeah, I guess I could say this for myself, and I'm not tooting my horn or anything, but I I can see other people's paths so much more clearly than I can see my own. You know, of course, I have my, you know, my mind, which is the ego, of course. So when I can have a conversation with someone and I can, visually in my third eye, I can see everything playing out and where they're going and how they're getting there and what's coming in to divert them, and so on and so forth. The journey that we have is not linear. It's so up and down and spirally and everything. It frustrates me that when I can see it so clearly, it's like, okay, why the fuck can't they see it? It's like, because I'm here to be the spiritual teacher, to, and a lot of times that's about me being the devil's advocate, asking those really tough questions to get someone else to ask that question of themselves, to think what that, the answer of that question would be. So I kind of like, I lay the breadcrumbs, and I just do what spirit guides me to do. This could be you right now, or this could be you searching for someone who will do that for you. uh, it's not about having someone come to you and say, this is my story, and you saying, okay, I can clearly see that this is this, you got to change this, you got to, that's not what we're here to do as healers and as spiritual teachers. We are not here to point out the discrepancies. Thank you, I like that word. Discrepancies in someone else's journey and how they're journeying, they're, going through their process. It's about us shining a light, shining the light on their own light so they can find it. It's planting the seeds. It's, you know leaving the breadcrumbs so they can find their way home to themselves. um I feel like this is like squirreling all over the place, but that's okay. I'm just, I know you're sticking with me. If not, you're clicking off, which is fine with me as well. I know not every message is going to resonate, and I know I do, at least I feel I tend to ramble. Let's get back to the message here, Spirit. Anything you want me to clarify? Let's clarify that Five of Action. Five of Wands, why is that here? Challenge the Mars in retrograde may feel like, it may seem like we're going back into the warlike energy. I and I'm I feel like I want to leave it, locally, individually. Yes, I understand there's things going on in the world, but I everything starts here at home first, right? Um, taking, not taking, not taking. Okay, because this conversation is going to turn here. All right. So everything starts here. Where are our thoughts going? What are we taking action on? How are we changing? If our situation, if we look at our situation as bleak as this, what are you going to do? What action are you taking? What have you learned? What action are you taking? What have you learned along the journey? This is also about looking back to see where you've come and what can you learn new. What if seeing our patterns. Five of Wands to me are often patterns that we're clearing, we're facing, we're repeating, whatever it is. how can we ensure this free, happy, joyful outcome, which is where Spirit wants us to be in the first way, and we're all heading there. We are all heading there. So I was clarifying the 5 of action. It's going to be different for everyone, whatever you may be challenged with. Yeah, the High Priestess, go within. Right, they had me put it right on top of the Hermit. 7 of Abundance, 7 of Pentacles. This is about trusting the seeds you've already planted. If you're I feel like because Mars is, Aries energy, it's the Emperor energy. It's about taking action for the highest good, of you, of highest good of all. I'm really getting a big sense here that we're coming into a time of celebration, of recognizing our patterns, of recognizing, what we've healed along the way, closing out big chapters in 2025, starting with Pluto in Aquarius, in November, and moving into 2025. By summertime, everything's going to be everything's going to be in a new home. All the planets are going to be in a new home. So, including the node, the moon, north node, south node. Let's just leave it at that. What are you doing, Mo? Eating litter, Mom. Gotta love pica. It used to gross me out, but now I see how it helps her. Anyway, a time of reassessing, looking how far we've come. We know that we can trust our intuition. We can trust the journey. I feel like maybe some of us may be just in a time right now of you might have some old thoughts, some old thoughts, old patterns just cropping back in. And it's about sitting with them, not pitching a tent there. We're definitely coming into a time of celebration. Have you noticed how quickly manifestation is happening? And it's kind of like unintentionally. It's not like you sit there and go, okay, I'm going to manifest money or love or whatever, a new job or whatever it is. This is where I'm noticing for myself. You let me know about, what you're noticing in the comments. But I would have a conversation, like my daughter's mother-in-law, been spending quite a bit of time with her in the last couple months. And within the last 3 weeks, we will have a conversation, and we talk about a whole range of things. And it's like we just kind of let go and let Spirit take the conversation. And just for an example, if you're part of Sadie's prayer circle, we have been praying for my friend Winnie. She has MS. She's had it for years, but she now has shingles. She's had it for the last few weeks. Prior to her body's outbreak, we were having a conversation, and she remembered, for some reason, she had to remember the first time she ever had shingles, which was when her husband was at the end of his life. He had cancer. So there's a lot for her there to process. But that conversation, 3 days later, she texts me and says she had shingles. Another thing we had a conversation about, 3 days later, it came about. And she's like, what the fuck? We got to start talking about different stuff. So, these were, I can see how beautiful they are because they were ways of our bodies purging what needed to be purged. And I've just seen how how spirit is using the process of, you know, manifestation, alchemy, I don't, call it whatever you want. Uh, it's just, I'm very acutely aware of all of that. How, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there were many other things that we talked about, and then they came about, and me as her spiritual teacher was like, let's let's look at this big from a bigger perspective instead of, she's like, well, you know, she almost wanted to get pissed off, you know, like that would have been years ago, that would have been something she would have been like, okay, cut off the friendship, let's, I don't like where this is going, kind of thing. But now it's like, okay, what's going on? Now she questions it, now she's seeing, you know, the bigger picture and understanding, you know, now she understands, as painful as the shingles is, she understands that it's the body's natural process of purging something out. And unfortunately, she, because of the MS, she does need to take medication to help support her body because of the MS. But I don't mean to be, you know, purging her information here, but just to give you an example. And I know she knows she's on the prayer circle, so, but it's you know, maybe that'll resonate for somebody else. But have you noticed how quickly, you know, one conversation, one seed is producing fruit very quickly? And now we get to, now we're very aware of when we're talking about something that we're like, well, normally, why are we talking about it? I don't want to talk about it, that kind of thing. Now when we have a conversation, her and I, was like, okay, now there's something that's going to come from it, and we have to decide how we're going to respond, because I feel like both of us are choosing the responding, you know, in, as opposed to like years ago, it would have been a knee-jerk reaction to just shut down, close down, that kind of thing. um, so I'm noticing, you know, these happy changes in my connection with her, in my connection with others, um, in my connection with myself, going within, my connection with source and spirit, and my angels, and, you know, my mom. Oh, that's a beautiful picture. I forgot that I had the TV on. um, I know this is going everywhere, but I'm just going with it here. I'm just talking. I'm just seeing what angels want to say to me here and to you guys. I feel it's just a beautiful time of, look at how far we've come, man. Look how far you've come. Yeah, I know, let's see. 2025 is numerologically, don't ask me to say that 10 times fast, is, we're going back to 2017. Like, what was redirected back then is being redirected. It's because in the 7 years it's been healed, it's been upgraded, it's been evolved and ascended. So something's returning. It could be different for everyone. You're going to be noticing that in 2025 with all these shifts. And hey, sweetie, hi. Where was I going with that, spirit? Hi. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, everybody. Oh, you've been in the water bowl. You got a wet chin. Hi, Chet. Hi, Chet. Look at her big mitts. Look at her big mittens. She's a polydactyl. She won't show me. She won't show me. Where's your thumb? Your thumb's down here. There's your thumb. Hey. Get up. Ow, 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 you're on my hair. Gee. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm just talking. 40 minutes of listening to Mary Jo talk. I love you guys. If you're still here, thank you so much. Um, anything else, Spirit? Let's see what else the angels want to say. What else do we need to know? Can you clarify, Spirit, the children card here for those who have, this is children. Okay, thank you. 8 of emotions, 8 of cups, and a which one? I have to check the book. I can't remember which one that is. I think it's justice. No, it's temperance. But it does say a win-win solution. Got your hair on me. So I was clarifying this children card. Well, like I said before, there's something about if you have a child that's been going through challenging times, I'm hearing for someone could be drug addiction, drug rehab. They're doing well. If things are working out, they're seeing what they need to move away from. They see, they're seeing the light. I'm just really seeing that, hearing that very clearly. They're seeing their own inner light. So don't worry. Don't worry. And I know as a mom, if I was in that position, you know, any mom's going to be concerned and worried. But thank you. So there's a difference between concern and worry. Worry, it just takes you down a very dark rabbit hole. Concern is out of love. It's more trusting of the universe and a trusting of your child to be making the right decisions, that when they come out of, if this is a child that's in rehab, comes out of, you know, when they come out of rehab, that they have done the work mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and they know who they are now, and they know that they can rely on themselves. They can rely on their spiritual team if they are aware of the fact that they actually have a spiritual team. But they also have counselors and other people that have been cheering them on throughout their journey of rehabilitation, that they can call upon, and then they can, you know, their support system. You know, they could even be a family member that's been supportive more than others in the family. But so there is that storyline here about somebody's child. I know it's got 2 on there on that card. I'm just feeling it's more 1. If it is multiple children that may not see eye to eye, that may be combative a lot. My family for sure. There's something here saying that stay in your high vibration, stay in your lane, you know, not allowing their behavior to bring you down the dark rabbit holes like I spoke about before, knowing that there is going to be reason to celebrate. You know, this could also be, maybe there's a coming together at Christmas time, that we are in December, or, you know, or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. It's this could be a very time for whatever the situation is, for families, for yourself, healing ancestral patterns. So there's definitely a lot here that wants to be said and has been said over the last 44 minutes. You know, I guess I do want to say that when you find yourself in this challenging, you know, mental and emotional thought patterns, the message here is about, it's a reminder, like um, the high priestess says, go within, go within, put your hand on your heart and just take 3 deep belly filled breaths and just remember who you are, remember why you're here. Remember that the universe has your back. That's what I want to say there. What else am I going here? Here. Messages from the angels, please. I'm going to get a few here, and then maybe we'll get an angelic activation as well. Final guidance, please. Thank you. Yeah, Teresa says, time out. You've been so busy taking care of everyone else's needs, but now it's time to stop and take care of yourself. It's kind of what I said to my friend Lenny. This is her guides are definitely putting her in timeout, is what I told her. Actually, quite honestly, I told her, I said, you're being put in timeout. You're being put in isolation. Not as a punishment, but so you can refill your cup, so you can, have time with yourself and with your guides. Oh, that was on the bottom of the deck. I kind of thought that was coming out. Rochelle, as you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. Let's go one more. Oh, all right. And Daniel, I am the angel of marriage and I am assisting you right now. So a few messages coming through with Daniel. I'm getting, for those of you who are in a marriage, and right now there just seems to be maybe a clashing of ideas. Just know that you are being assisted, by your angelic team. I also want to say that the word marriage is coming through as a coming together of two or more individuals to, it's a marrying of ideas. It's the marrying of souls, number one. Number two, so maybe you could be hoping to get a proposal or getting married this month. And you don't, maybe there's a lot of in-law or family ideas and opinions. It's, just call upon your angelic team. Even if you don't know who they are, just call on the angels and just know that things are working out here. Let's get an angelic activation card here. If you are someone who is married and looking to get out of it, your guides are taking care of everything right now. They're helping you through it. You could be like, well, things were going along fine and now they stopped. Just know that there's a reason why it has stopped. That's for someone in particular. All right, angelic activation. One card, please. Thank you. Well, we also have the galactic families that are coming in here. That's a beautiful card. It says, I gotta read this here. Can you see that if I do that? Because I gotta be able to read with my trifocals. It says, Sky Beings, see from a higher perspective. You're being guided to take a higher perspective. Do not allow yourself to be limited by what you do not see or understand. That Four of Cups and Five of Wands could they could be speaking to that. We do get in our fields and in our minds, and just remember, what we see on the outside is not everything that's going on, and a lot of times that's even just an illusion. So do not allow your current experience to disrupt you from being the force of light that you were born to be. Where's that Hermit card? That light, that lantern. Be open to seeing things differently and with consideration For by being willing to shift your perspective, you allow angels to bring divine order to your life. The activation here is, thank you, sky beings, for helping me see this differently. And it is done. Yeah. Just giving you a better look there. That's a beautiful card. They all are in this deck. And I have the twin, the Miriam, the twin spirits here. Oh. Okay, I'm stopping there. I could keep going. I'm just stopping there. So that's what I have for you. Just know that you are being supported. The universe has your back. Your angelic team is there just waiting for you to call upon them. Do not be shy. They're saying do not be shy, especially now. I mean, this could be a very challenging time for many around the holidays. I feel like for those who have had a really difficult time in the past, I feel like you're going to be able to get through the holidays and look back and go, oh, I've healed. I can see the healing that I've done. You know, there's this gratitude I'm picking up on. I'm going to tell you, by the end of next year, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, holy cow, I would never have thought that possible. I would never have believed me to be this different. And I mean, I'm sure right now you can look back to the last 7 years that have been being cleared up so something can have a fresh start, a new beginning. I guess I'm not done. It's similar to a reset, but they're saying we want to say reset, but it's not a reset. It is and it isn't. Reset would be like where you pause the button and then you take your hand off and things just get going again. This is like a total. I am getting two people coming together, so maybe I'm going to be sitting down doing a twin flame reading or a divine counterpart reading after I turn off. But I am seeing two people coming together. You may physically recognize one another. Maybe you're grayer, maybe you're a little more wrinkler, maybe you're thinner or heavier, you know, but you still recognize one another physically. But you also recognize that the energy is clearer, it's freer, it's elevated. Ooh, my eyes just went bug nuts there for a moment there, seeing something. So I'm really honing in on the last 7 years and what's coming in 2025 for whatever was put a stop to in 2025 in your life, or something that halted, or something that changed direction. I'm hearing I don't know if I've done this video yet, this message, and I'm being reminded it gets a facelift. So I need to stop there because I feel I've got another message coming in. So thank you for joining me. If you're still here, how many cups of coffee did you go through the last hour? Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for my new subscribers. Thank you for the ones who've been here from the beginning. Thank you for watching. Thank you for just listening to me ramble and listen to me channel. And yeah, glad you're here. Don't forget, I'm running a special this whole month of December for my birthday month, that if you want a personal reading, it is a pay what you can month. whatever you can afford. It doesn't matter. You will get a full reading from me. You will get a private YouTube link sent to your email. So just reach out to me at divinemessenger717 at gmail.com. Put birthday special in the comment or the subject line and leave me your one question. You can find payment links on my channel. Send your payment in. Like I said, does not matter how much. Put on that as well, birthday special, so I can connect the dots. And yeah, leave your one question in your email to me. Don't feed me too much information because I like to just get whatever comes through from spirit. So yeah, so if you're interested, reach out and we'll chat. All right. I love you. We'll talk to you next time.